from pictures to facts to poems. In this Planning with Purpose episode, Coach Anna shares an idea to teachers how to use pictures to help students connect what they are learning to a short, meaningful piece of writing. The writing is creative, but it is not random. Students are asked to show what they know by writing a history acrostic tied directly to the content of the class. This strategy can work in social studies, English, science, math, music, and other classes because the structure stays the same while the course content may change.
Yes, Coach Anna invites you to keep in mind that the work begins with looking. Before students write, they pause to notice details in a picture. Teachers invite them to observe people, objects, setting, tools, expressions, colors, posture, and clues that may connect to the lesson. This first step slows thinking down in a good way. It helps students gather evidence before they begin making interpretations.
First, students consider a place. Project a picture of a place. The place should do more than look familiar. It should invite questions. A less obvious place often leads to stronger thinking than a famous landmark because students have to infer what may have happened there. Teachers can connect the place to the current unit so students begin thinking with the content, not apart from it.
Next, students consider a person. The person does not have to be the most famous individual from the era or topic. In fact, a less obvious person may spark richer thinking. Students ask who this person is, what position this person held in society, and what this person may have experienced in the place being studied. This helps move the activity from surface reaction to thoughtful interpretation.
At this point, teachers help students frame their thinking with three questions. Who is the person? What could have happened in this place? And what would this person tell a 21st century teen? These questions guide the transition from noticing to writing. They also help keep student choice focused. Students may imagine, but their ideas must still connect to the content being learned in class.
Now, before students draft, invite them to think about music. What song might this person sing, hum, remember, or wish others could hear? No, the song does not replace the facts. Instead, it helps students think about tone, emotion, and point of view. Then, as they write the history acrostic, they can let that emotional insight shape the voice of the poem while still verifying the content in the class you are teaching.
Yes, it's time to structure the poem, starting with just 7 letters. Students draft an acrostic using the letters in the word history. The frame gives support without taking away choice. Teachers, take a few minutes to model one example, then invite your students to try their own. Remember, showing is a powerful way to teach and reach more students. But you're not showing off. You're showing how. The important point is that each line should reveal some connection to the content area. The poem is short, but it should still show evidence of learning.
Using in class time to write short poems based on content is worth it. This strategy travels across the curriculum. In social studies, students may connect people, places, events, citizenship, migration, labor, geography, or change over time. In English, they may connect character, setting, voice, conflict, symbolism, and theme. In science, they may connect discoveries, ecosystems, inventions, experiments, scientists, or processes. In math, they may connect patterns, measurement, scale, data, problem solving, architecture, music, navigation, or real world applications. In music, they may connect rhythm, instruments, culture, performance spaces, protest songs, spirituals, jazz, notation, or community memory. The acrostic gives form. The subject gives substance.
As we close today, teachers keep in mind that the poem comes after content learning, not in place of it. Students first review and discuss what they have learned. Then they study a picture, talk through what they notice, consider music as a clue to tone and point of view, and begin drafting. Before they finish, they verify facts and revise. In this way, creativity becomes the tool for measuring learning rather than a distraction from it.
One useful feature of this strategy is that it can fit into a single class period teaching middle school and high school teens, as well as learners in college settings. In a 50-minute lesson, a teacher might spend 5 minutes setting the purpose, 6 minutes reviewing key content, 6 minutes studying a picture together, 7 minutes having students choose or receive a person and place and respond to the 3 questions. 5 minutes connecting music to tone and feeling. 11 minutes drafting the history acrostic. 6 minutes verifying facts with notes or texts. And the final 4 minutes sharing or reflecting. Purposeful pacing keeps the assignment practical and manageable with teens and adult students.
Try it yourself. Write an acrostic poem based on the content you have recently taught or will be teaching soon. You'll see as you search for just the right picture, you are reviewing yourself, reflecting on what you want the students to show that they know, and raising your thinking to what you may need to teach or reteach before you give a graded assignment. Yes, you are preparing a formative assessment. That's the reason Coach Anna shares these kinds of in-class activities. They get students and teachers thinking, and that's what education is all about, right?